Imagine you're in a forest filled with lots of bamboo and you look up to see the universally loved black and white animal known as the giant panda. You know pandas to be sweet, lovable, chubby creatures, so it would shock you they would be on the verge of extinction during our lifetime. But sorry to inform you that they're actually on the endangered list and more recently moved to the vulnerable list. So that makes them even more likely to not be known in future generations to come. As a human race, we take great notice to our black and white earthly animals for being a major source of food, income, and heating. Because without pandas, most of the food and medicine we get from China wouldn't exist. The great panda is on the verge of extinction, as I said before, and without pandas, most of the food and medicine that comes from China would not exist because they're a huge contribution to the ecosystem. I also don't think it would hurt to know about these animals that are lovable, but stop learning about them. I also would love to travel to China one day, and pandas are one of the first animals I would love to see since I have done a lot of reading and research on them in the past. First, I'll be talking about the great panda's importance because we all need to know about that. Then, I will talk about the role in their environment or habitat, which is also important. Lastly, I will talk about how and why they're endangered. By many, is one of the most crucial animals in China. For example, the giant panda are known to be adored in the world and considered a national treasure in China. According to a BBC article, the giant panda is known to be China's national symbol and national treasure. Pandas are known to reflect on China's nice, unique, and their ancient culture. According to an article called How Did the Great Panda Become China's National Symbol? They are all China's specialty and represent the remains of ancient animals as known as their living fossils, basically one of China's oldest animals. According to the same BBC article, their appearance plays an important role as well because they have similar facial features and characteristics of human babies, with their fat cheeks and short and flat nose, as well as their big eyes, too cute to not fall in love with. Don't you agree? You can say they're adored around the world, but not just for their cuteness, but because they are known to remind us of ourselves. According to Mr. Swanson from the World Wildlife, aka WWF, people around the world love pandas because of their distinct eyes, their eye patches that make their eyes bigger. People love big eyes because it reminds them of their children, he says. They sit they love eating sitting up using their hands and their special bones, which are actually modified wrist bones, told from the BBC News article. It is also told visitors at the zoo love to watch grand pandas eat because of how they handle their food, amazes them with the amount of dexterity they have due to their partly thumbs, which function as a 6 digits of fingers. Now that I talked about the importance to China and people around the world, I would like to address the role they play within their environment. In addition, great pandas play an important role in their environment from the way they get around to what they eat. Pandas bring a great amount of sustainable economy benefits and wealth to many local communities throughout ecotourism and trades. According to South China Morning Post, in 2010, China's panda national reserve generated about 790 million from cultural services such as tourism, loading out pandas to zoos overseas, and US 1.9 billion for importing ecosystems by providing a better ecosystem to locals and wildlife in areas where their panda reserves, the study said. Pandas help to improve and keep their mountains bamboo forests healthy by spreading seeds and eating from their droppings, which helps the vegetation to grow and thrive within the ecosystem. In other words, by protecting pandas, we end up protecting other animals that live around us or near us, as known as the umbrella species. According to the World Wildlife Fund, aka WWF, researchers look at China's wildlife species that don't exist anywhere else on the earth and found about 70% of mammal, forest birds, and 31% of forest amphibians all live within the panda's geological range that protect them. Also, according to Doris Duke, a professor of the conservative at Duke University, says that mountains of southwest China are biodiversity hotspots, and there are a lot of species that are protected by the pandas range. So, in other words, pandas are very important not only for themselves, but they protect the animals within their ecosystem, which is really important because China has one of the most diverse ecosystems in the world. Now that we learned the importance of the Great China serves in our environment, preventing pandas from finding new bamboo forests or provincial mates. The loss of these forests of bamboo has reduced pandas' access and ability to survive, so they are forced to move and look around areas for more food. According to the Worldwide Fund as well, great giant pandas have hunted and been poached to sell to people as pets as well. I was talking about the great pandas' importance. Then I talked about the role they play within their environment or habitat. Finally, I talked about how and why they're endangered. The great panda, known by many, is one of the most crucial animals in our ecosystem. The great panda is on the verge of going extinct, and without pandas, most of the food and medicine that comes from China would not exist because they are huge contributors to the ecosystem, as I mentioned as the umbrella species, and protect animals within their habitat and only exist in China. So it's important to keep them alive as the great panda. I also believe it does not hurt to take a couple minutes to listen to what I have to say and how they affect our lives if they go extinct in the near future when they offer so many things to people in China and all over the world. Bye bye.